Of excitement as we prepare for the 1996 South Laurel graduation. A beautiful day. At 8:30 on this beautiful June 15th day, the parking lot is filling up. Every effort made to get the people parked into the football field. The finest students in the world have met the rigid requirements of South Laurel High School and now are permitted to walk in front of their friends and relatives to publicly display their competence.
And then turn your face just a little bit, Mr. Barrett. Put the book up. There you go. All right.
Yeah, I took a picture of this. How long did it go? Did you go to Victoria? Show us everybody else. They ain't graduated yet.
Please notice the prom queen has on extra accoutrements. Let's compare her to those next to her. She is much awarded, thus prom queen and superstar student. Beautiful flower girls.
But there's no flowers in any refrigerators. Where did they put the flowers?
I don't know. They said flowers are in Hellback. They said, okay.
And you guys believe them.
Yes, we get a red rose boutonniere. Sorry, we're on carnations.
Dan in a suit, folks, a memorable occasion.
Hi, Mr. Connors. Morning.
Got it, Shira.
Bingo. Hey, this is not hard at all.
A word from Joy Hopper.
Hi.
Thank you for that word.
Let's go on.
Hi.
Get your pen. You see the smile on their faces, though. You don't get no better than that.
Okay, tomorrow. Oh, we got the video camera By the way, we are allowed in the teacher's lounge.
Probably the greatest teacher in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, Mr. Bill York.
Too impressed here.
Probably the only one that uses a flintlock rifle.
Invariably.
No! Hello!
Twins, come here, twins. We gotta say bye to Bill.
Away.
Come on, we gotta say bye to Bill.
Okay. I already said bye to Bill. But I don't.
This thing is so annoying. I only had it on for 2 minutes. Take a picture here, take a picture. What's your turn when?
As long as you have one.
Hi, Mom. Let's go. Hello. Let me get.
The no laugh.
Yeah, she could just wave. Hi.
His hat's stay on.
I think it'll break.
What more could you ask for, Mr. Connors? There's a video camera.
We do, but
I got my hair cut. I did get that. Did everybody get it? I may not. I get my hair cut like this short after graduation. Good luck on your school. Thank you. I really very nervous about it. No hair left. Okay. Up there underneath.
I'm gonna throw my top.
You know, I do. Is it gone?
Tracy, come on, best friends, or you can't forget us. We rule. What can we say? It's been great, Mr. Connor. I gotta go, though. I gotta go. I got 1 minute. Go ahead, Tracy. Come here.
Did they already get those cats? Did they get the signs, wages?
All of them with carrot. I've seen all of them with carrot.
He got all nervous.
Huh?
I can remember that year wandering around, sleep.
Just coffee?
How you working?
Oh, great. There's the cameraman. Hey, Mr. Connor, how you doing? Hey, Mr. Connor. Hey. It's got toilet paper under paper. Did you get anybody? Actually, it's nice.
Everyone's back to Miss Rutherford. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute, guys. We've got 2 more cameras.
Oh, let's turn it up.
If any of you get double exposures, I would like.
Wait, is the red light on? I got the red light on. Okay. Red light ain't on.
I got another one here.
Wait, the red light's on.
How do I do this?
Hi, guys. I like camera's not on, so everybody smile. It takes you 20 minutes. Doesn't matter. It's a cheap camera. So hold this smile.
Mr. Connor's like.
Maybe I'll just get doubles and get
Ooh, we're wild what time?
pretty.
Bring my guns.
Ladies and gentlemen, the heart and soul of the class of '96, Gina Jane, and her associate, the superstar student Melissa Farmer.
Turn around, sir. Oh! Ate my tag. Here it comes.
Good. Oh. Metal. Oh. Wonderful. Like,
It's a video.
gosh, I cannot believe it.
Well, get it on. Let's don't lose
Okay,
it.
we'll go on over the head, so I gotta go fix. No. I think they should. I didn't care. I like that. Not fight. You know what? Traffic gets bad. I gotcha. No, stop. We need. Uh-oh, here he goes.
Here he comes, guys.
No way.
Their class. Get
You
away.
want a picture on that video?
We're like, hi.
The great ones.
Oh, Lord.
Men who get the job done day and night. You call, they haul.
How's it going?
She's over yourself on the camera. Look at her, get her. Isn't she cute? She's a product of South Laurel.
Wait a minute, fellas. We're gonna do chicken.
Oh, okay, I saw you.
He's wearing one of her famous jumpers.
Really? Ain't she so lovely?
Does it matter if it shows me?
What?
Mr. Connors,
Here.
you got to
It's
get
just for the
this.
time being. We have to.
You got to get this on camera first.
Okay, we'll
Take it back
You
up.
might just put yourself.
I can't do it that way.
You all are geeks at the test. We love it.
Yeah, we're just graduated TT. I don't care. I'll be like on the cruise ships. Hi. With all his friends. Go, Mel. Let's go. Oh, they are. Let's go. Let's go to a graduation. Hey, Carl. I'll look for you everywhere. Did they have yes. Honey, would you look at the corner with your dress? I looked at all the big.
Read that one thing we say.
I'm right here. I go off and blue.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you for helping me find that library book I never could find.
Put your hand. You're good. Just got all that crap. Shut up. There he is. Just dial. I think paper with somebody put it Everybody start
Hey, Mick. Mick. It's a
Times like these, I pay good money for a tripod.
Good job, Dan.
Please be seated, seniors.
Everybody in the crowd sits. No, I didn't say everybody in the crowd sits. It's seniors.
On behalf of the faculty, staff, administration, and senior class of 1996, I welcome you to today's commencement ceremony. Thank you for sharing in the important milestone in the lives of this year's senior class. At this time, will the faculty and administration of South Laurel High School please stand? Please join me, seniors, in a round of applause. Say thank you to those educators who helped you reach this important goal. Thank you. We are pleased to have with us today our superintendent, Mr. Joe McKnight, assistant superintendents, Mrs. Pearl Jean Hughes and Mr. Randall Baker, our Board of Education members, Mr. Albert Bender, Mr. Eddie Jones, Mrs. Sandra McCown, Mr. Roy McFadden, and Mr. Larry Van Hook. Our school council members, Mr. John Cox, Mr. Randy Nance, Mrs. Teresa Stump, Mrs. Lynn Townsend, and Mr. Fernie Williams, to join us today in recognizing the accomplishments of the senior class of 1996. I would remind you, seniors, that your class is the original freshman class of South Laurel High School. So you are the first class to graduate from South Laurel High School after attending for 4 years. This class scored well enough with the state CARES assessment during their junior year to rank our school 5th in the state of Kentucky in improvement and 12th out of all Kentucky high schools in total score. You have proven across this state that quality education can happen in southeastern Kentucky. 5 students out of this class achieved distinguished status with their writing portfolios. 10 students achieved distinguished status with their math portfolio. 16 students from this class will receive the Commonwealth Diploma today, recognizing their successful completion of advanced placement curriculum. And 33 students of a class of 225 have been recognized by the Kentucky Department of Education as Kentucky Student Scholars. Less than 2% of all Kentucky students achieve this ranking. They were recognized because they had achieved a proficient or distinguished level of performance in reading, math, social studies, and science. This is a great honor to those 33 students and to our school. Congratulations, seniors. Seniors, your performance has truly brought great distinction to South Laurel High School and to the Laurel County School District, and again, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you. At this time, I take great pleasure in introducing to you one of the outstanding members of this year's senior class, this year's salutatorian, Christine Kidd.
Good morning, board members, administrators, faculty, parents, friends, and fellow graduates. Looking back on these past 4 years, I'm reminded of some of the lyrics in the classic Michael W. Smith song, Friends. Can't believe the hopes he's granted means a chapter in your life is through. As we graduate today, I'm reminded that we are closing a chapter of our lives, but we are also starting a new chapter, one filled with new adventures and experiences. I cannot help but remember my first day of high school and how scared I was. I thought I'd never find all my classes. But now, this graduation day, I feel as if I'm leaving my home. High school has been filled with wonderful memories, friends, and lessons learned, sometimes the hard way. However, we must move on. We cannot live in the past. We must look to our future and embrace it. High school has been a growing experience, and now whether we are going to college or into the workplace, we will be faced with even more challenges. Our childhood has ended, and the rest of our life now awaits us. Let us make the best use of all of our days. Not let a day go by that we don't accomplish something. Life's too short. Someone said that today's opportunity is yesterday's dream and tomorrow's memory. Therefore, we must be diligent to use every opportunity that is given to us, for we all know too well that the years go by so very quickly. May we not waste the days of our youth, but instead let us make a difference in our world. In closing, I'd like to challenge us with the words of the poet Phyllis C. Michael. Listen to it closely, for if we follow its admonition, we will truly make a difference in our world and be content the rest of our days. On graduating. Well, this is the last of your high school days, dear grown-up lad with the winning ways. What the future holds, I don't know what the future holds, but day by day, as time unfolds, may we find the hope, the joy, the love that comes from serving your God above. May you find the strength and the courage too, to do each task He plans for you. Your work is not finished, it's just begun. The world needs a doer. May you be the one. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. I now take great pleasure in introducing to you another outstanding student, this year's valedictorian and senior class vice president, Melissa Farmer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, administrators, teachers, parents, friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. After all, this is your day to shine. As the graduating class of 1996, we represent the passing of the torch, the turning over of a new leaf, and 1,000 other overused graduation cliches. This is a sad and reflective day for us, as we realize we can never relive our high school days again, and it is a joyful day as we celebrate reaching a huge milestone in our lives. A Simon and Garfunkel song begins, "A time it was, and such a time it was, a time of innocence, a time of confidences." These words certainly portray our incredible experience together. Reflect with me upon all the memories we have made these past 4 years. The apprehension and intimidation we felt the first time we entered South Laurel High School. Receiving our driver's licenses, though it took some of us a little longer than it did others. Our senior prom, the fun we had in drama class, parties and weekend gatherings with friends, the elation we experienced when our team won, and the disappointment we suffered when they did not. The evenings we spent cramming for those big history tests, or perhaps those nights when we did absolutely nothing in order to turn our attention to Seinfeld. The times we stayed on the phone until 3 a.m., trying to patch up friendships, figure out the meaning of life, or maybe just the answer to an algebra problem. The lunchroom adventures, senior field day, and trying like crazy to get out of class whenever humanly possible. Some of us have established friendships only this year, possibly due to a new student moving in, or maybe by having a class with someone we hadn't previously known, while many of us have been comrades since elementary school. And through it all, we have laughed and cried and worried about things which, when looking back upon, we now think of as silly. And after weathering what seemed to be millions of snow days this school year, we finally reached our last big day together. While we'll have old yearbooks, cards, and photographs to refresh our memories of each other, we must come to the realization that we will never meet again under the same circumstances. But wait, don't get too sad. It's graduation day, right? We have reached a great goal, and we are now on the road to even greater successes. The French actress Leslie Caron once said, "I think it's the end of progress if you stand still and merely think of what you've done in the past." So set goals for your life, strive to achieve them, and you will be a success. As we remember our past and look to our bright future, I urge you to follow your dreams and don't settle for less. May your lives be filled with challenges, discoveries, and dreams come true. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. The third outstanding member of this year's senior class who will speak to you today is the valedictorian and senior class president, Sarah Strunk.
Well, here we are. The time has finally arrived for us to leave our childhood behind in order to make our own individual marks in the world. Of course, I know that many of you aren't thinking of that right now. You're just thinking, oh great, someone else to listen to. Am I ever going to get that diploma? So I promise, I'll try to keep this short. We have had many good times during our high school careers, like the times when we cheered with our friends at football, basketball, and soccer games. or when we laughed together over something stupid that one of us had done. And it was usually me who had done something silly. During these times, relationships have blossomed, friendships have developed, and even a few discoveries have been made along the way. For instance, some of us have discovered that the sky really is blue and the grass is truly green. And through much trial and error, we have discovered that there is a proper way to go up and down the bleachers. Feet first, rather than head first. Of course, high school hasn't been fun and laughter all of the time. All of us have quarreled with one another over silly little things. Many of us have let dating relationships hinder our friendships. And some of us have even experienced great loss during these 4 years. But through it all, our friends have stood by us and supported us in all that we've done. It didn't seem to matter that they might not have agreed with our views. It just mattered that they were our friends and wouldn't desert us at any time, especially not when we needed them the most. So to all of my friends, I thank you. You've carried me through many difficult times. When I have grown old and try to remember my high school days, it won't be just the fear of my first speech in Mrs. Brown's oral communications class. It won't be just the list of dates given back to us by Mr. Worley, which, like the Energizer Bunny, just kept going and going and going. It won't even be Mrs. Collier's impression of Elmo, or Senor Mitchell's Leciones de Español o al jugar de Pajero. That will remain in my memory. It will be the fact that in high school, I was blessed with wonderful gifts. Teachers who helped prepare me for my future, and a group of friends with whom none can compare. Thanks for the memories, and may God bless each of you throughout life's journey.
Thank you, Sarah, Melissa, and Christine for your inspirational words, which will help all of us, I hope, reflect on the past and consider your future. Now we come to the part of our ceremony that seniors have actually awaited, the presentation of diplomas. May I take this opportunity to request that you hold your applause debts under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Lyndall Grigg for the presentation of colors and assisting with seating. Thank you to our junior class escorts for leading our seniors. And most of all, I thank you to our senior class sponsors, Mrs. Karen Sawyers, Ms. Ty Smallwood, and a very special thank you to Ms. Maxine Rudder, the person most responsible for recognizing our seniors today. Thank you, ladies, for a job well done. Seniors, if you would, please stand at this time. Seniors and everyone else, if you have a program, if you would turn to the back of that program, I'd like to share with you a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. As most of you know, I hope you know this anyway, if you're going through your U.S. history class, Theodore Roosevelt was the 26th President of the United States, who as a child was puny, asthmatic, and unable to see much of the world until he was fitted with thick eyeglasses at the age of 13. He also was able in his lifetime to overcome shyness and fear, and as most of you know, he became a war hero in the Spanish-American War. President Roosevelt believed that it is achievement that's gained through experience that counts most when he said the following words: "Far better is it to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered with failure, than to take rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy much or suffer much, because they live in the gray twilight that knows not victory nor defeat." My challenge to you today is, do not live in that gray twilight that Theodore Roosevelt refers to. My challenge to you is that you would dare mighty things in your life and not be afraid of failure. Seniors, I challenge you at this time to live your lives in the way that Theodore Roosevelt has described. Mr. McKnight, the senior class of 1996 has successfully completed all the requirements of the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the Laurel County Board of Education to receive a diploma or certificate of completion of an individualized educational program in the Laurel County School District at this time. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration of South Laurel High School, I take great pride in presenting to you the senior class of 1996.
It is with great pride that I accept this class today. I know it's a wonderful class, and we're certainly glad to be here and accept you today.
Okay.
Tammy Lynn Anders. Lori Marie Antrim. Carrie Megan Arnold. Michelle Asher. Sasha Ray Bailey. Crystal Gail Baker. Heather Nicole Baker. Tracy Nicole Baker. April Beasley. Amy Jeanette Beck. Nola Marie Boggs. Shelley Boker. Tabitha Ann Brown. Katrina Bruner. Regina Gail Bruner. Sydney Karen Bundy, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. Casey Brooke Carpenter. Amy Lynn Cassidy. Nancy Nicole Cottle. Jessica Ann Clark.
Deo Adife. Kevin Forster Anders.
Amy.
Nathan Anders. James Robert Arnold. Michael Derek Baker. Ricky Greg Baker. Receiving the Commonwealth Diploma, Wesley Lynn Baker. Harold D. Bates, Jr. Glendon Lee Bill. Eric Allen Bingham. Receiving the Commonwealth Diploma, Jeremy Lee Bottiger. Eric Altman Boggs. Jesse Boswell. Curtis Brandon Brewer. John Bricker IV. Richard Brian Burns. Jason Wayne Calder. Brandon David Carr. James William Cole. Jonathan Keith Collins.
Nancy J. Connor. Sharon Melissa Cornett. Crystal R. Kress. Crystal Lynn Cup. Becky Ann Day. Carrie Dawn Edwards. Lori Ann Farmer. Melissa Beth Farmer, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. Cynthia Marie Phelps. Dana Phelps. Bridget Danielle Feaster. Christina Marie Filiatro. Jessica Nicole Frazier. Shauna Nicole Gaines. Jamie Lynn George. Amelia Danielle Gilbert. Amanda Carol Goforth. Stacy M. Goforth. Tracy D. Goforth. Jennifer Renee Hale.
Harold Wayne Coots. John Wayne Cornett. Johnny Lee Cornett, Jr. Christopher Wade Cox. Denny Wayne Cunningham. Jeremy Deaton. Robert Wayne Doan II. Receiving the Commonwealth Diploma, Andrew Michael Dyer. Anthony James Edge. Jason David Finley. Bradley Sean Frazier. Devin Gambrell. Claude Sherman Gilbert. Denver Gilbert. Nathan A. Grubick. Lloyd A. Hahn. Travis Aaron Hale. Kareem Shaher Hamdia. Charles Collins Ham.
Excuse me.
Jason Pierce Handy.
Emily Boswell Hampton. Kelly Marie Harvey. Crystal Gail Helton, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. Crystal Hinkle. Nicole Summer Hoover. Joy Ellen Hopper. Shelley Suzanne House. Christina Howard. Brandy Lee Eisen. Mickey Elaine Jackson. Christina Lynn Janowski. Regina Rand Jane, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. Heather Michelle Johnson. Jennifer Gail Johnson. Julie Danielle Johnson. Tracy Renee Jones. Erin Elizabeth Kelly, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. Christine Noel Kidd, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. Julie Marie Levine. Amy Nicole Lawson.
Jacob M. Harbor, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. Christopher H. Hedrick. Jason Max Hibbets. Brian Keith Hodges. Simeon Philip Hodges. Jason D. Hoskins. Vance D. Hoskins. Robert S. House, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. William Brian Howard. Gregory Ellis Hughes. James Christopher Janowski. Barry L. Johnson II. Jason Edward Johnson. Christopher Robert Jones. John Anthony Jones. Russell Madison Jones. Eric Dean Lewis. Chad Jeremy Lowry. Ramey Martin. Joseph Lee Massey.
Shannon S. Merida. Angela Lynn Lawson. Kelly Margaret Leonard. Angie Marie Hoskins Lewis. Samantha Lewis. Melissa Diane Long. Margaret Ann Luttrell. Darlene Maggard. Amanda Markham. Tracy Lynn Martin. Erin Leanne Mathis. Julie Ann McCowan. Martina Susanna McFarland. Jill Antoinette Miller. Linda K. Miller. Mia Brooke Montgomery. Ruby Elizabeth Moore. Allison Michelle Morgan. Tracy Leanne Morgan. Shauna Lorraine Mullins.
Michael Sean McWilliams.
Sarah.
I burned it up.
Michael David Monahan, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. Gerald Nash. Gregory Allen Newport. Carter Lee Nolan. John Uten. Clayton Wes Parker. Matt Parker. Jeremy Allen Patton. Anthony Donald Peters. Jason Troy Philpott. Gerald Pridemore Jr. Donald Prophet. Ronnie Wayne Roark. Jason Edward Robbins. Billy Roberts. Stephen D. Robinson. Patrick Michael Ryan. Nathaniel Ryan Sears. Jason M. Sizemore.
Kristen Moot. Rita Lynn Nance, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. Leah Dawn Neesmith. Tara Danielle Nicholson. Rachel S. Oddie. Angela Lynn Owens. Carrie Ann Owens. Ildiko Isabella Donchel Pataki. Amelia Lanita Patterson. Carolyn R. Patterson. Michelle J. Patterson. Andrea Lee Hall. Katrina Peterson. Elizabeth M. Perkins. Robin Nicole Phelps. Jennifer Ann Rice, receiving the Commonwealth Diploma. Devonda Christine Roberts. Amy Denise Scarberry. Lorena Schwarzkopf. Mary F. Sexton.
Robert L. Sizemore. James Smallwood. Eric Earl Smith. Jason D. Smith. John Smith. Tony Willis Smith. Michael Edward Sparks. Christopher Lee St. John. Michael Joe Stevens. Douglas Eugene Stolzenbach. Randall Dwayne Selfridge. Joseph W. Taylor. Michael West Tirzo. Nathan Keith Thornberry. Matthew B. Turner. Aaron Vincent Wilder. Israel Anthony Williams. Michael Tipton Williams. James M. Wilson. Sean Curtis Witt.
Stephanie Michelle Weaver. Mary Elizabeth Singley. Amy R. Smith. Ivy Lachey Smith. Kendra Leisha Stevens. Aaron